Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh chat channel, and today for you guys I'm going to profile for you my XYZ Synchro deck. I originally built this deck between the formats when synchros were still a big thing, but XYZs were starting to come on the scene, in a big way. Back when I guess Utopia started coming out and Leviathan and stuff like that, Return of the Duelist came out and stuff like that. That's when I was making this deck, and overall it's actually a very good deck still. It's very fun to play, it can be competitive at times, and it's just a fun spammy XYZ synchro deck that can just do a whole bunch of different things. It's one of those type of decks where you wish the extra deck was like at 20 because you could do so many crazy things. But it's a very good deck, and I'll go over it. It's pretty much called my Marauding Captain deck because one of the major players of the deck is Marauding Captain. So that's why I got the name Marauding Captain deck. But let's go over the deck, shall we, guys? I hope you guys enjoy this fun deck I play. So let's go over the deck for you guys. We run 3 Marauding Captain. There's so many different plays you can do off Marauding Captain. If you guys remember from back in the day, if you're an old school player, you remember the Marauding Captain lock. You can still pull off the Marauding Captain lock in this deck and do very good. You can get things, there's so many different cards you can get, and he's pretty much one of the main focuses to getting synchros going, to making level 3 exceeds and stuff like that. So he's one of the main key players in the deck, and you would definitely run 3 of him, no less. Remember, this is a spammy XYZ deck. 2 Goblinberg, pretty much it can help you make level 8 synchros or level 4 exceeds. It's your choice. 2 Trident Warriors, pretty much he can help you make also level 3 or level 4 exceeds, or level 3 or level 4 synchro, level 8 or level 7 synchros. It's up to you what you want to run. But pretty much you can get Feedback Warrior out to make a level 3, or you could get Shiny Knight to make a level 4 by special summoning it. So there's a whole bunch of different things we can do with Trident Warrior here. 2 Spy. I mean, if you're used to running the 2 Tour Guides still, then you'll be fine with the 2 Spy. You may ask yourself, well, does it ever come in hand? I've been using the 2 Spy build since, I guess you could say, like last November, and only about 3 times out of all the times I've used this deck, which is about 50 or 60 or 70 times, only about 3 or 4 times have I ever drawn double Spy. It's a good first turn, it's a good defensive monster, and it's a good XYZ synchro type card you can play off of. But yeah, it works out well. 2 Feedback Warrior. Feedback Warrior comes in handy. Bump a level down to make a level 3. Bump a level, stuff like that. He just comes in handy with exceeding and synchroing for a whole bunch of different cards in the deck. Excuse me. 2 Shiny Knight. Shiny Knight's a 19 defender, so you can use him for that. Or if you have Trident Warrior or Marauding Captain, you can make a level 3s or stuff, or level 4s exceeds. So yeah, he comes in handy. 2 Rose Warrior of Revenge. This is your main tuner of the deck. You run 3 tuners in the deck, but this is your main tuner. It's a warrior, so it synchros. It works out good with everything else, but she's just a good, decent synchro level 4 tuner. That comes in handy a lot. 1 Khmer Berserker. Let me explain to you guys this card for a second. By revealing one, this monster destroys a monster on the field, so it's a 2000 attack. It's part of that Khmer type archetype that came out a long time ago in 5Ds, but pretty much if it attacks a monster and destroys it, it can attack again. So say it runs over a Thunder King, well then it can attack again directly. So I mean, this is a cool little plays I can do with it, or I can just use it for exceed or synchroing. The only restriction is to keep him alive on the field, you have to reveal 1 warrior type monster at the end of your turn from your hand. And considering that this is just about an all warrior and spellcaster deck, it's no problem whatsoever to just reveal it. The reason the spellcasters are in the deck is because it gives the deck a little bit more oomph, a little bit more power, but it's a warrior spellcaster type deck, like I said before. 1 Gagaga Magician. I know his restriction is he can't be used for synchroing, but synchroing in this deck is to get big monsters out, just to power over your opponent's cards. Gagaga Magician is in there for a whole bunch of different Exceed type plays you can do with level 3 and level 4, so he can balance out either way. But he's been in there for a while now, about a year now, and he's done very good. He's done his duty, and I wouldn't take him out for anything. One Zubaba Knight, I cut it down and replaced him with something else. But one Zubaba Knight for Exceeding, for Synchroing, and his effect is not too bad either. Zubaba Knight. One Blade Knight, if I only have one card in my hand, he becomes a 2000 attack monster. Same thing for Exceeding and Synchroing. And the reason he's in here is because a lot of the times what will happen with the deck is you're going to be, using your cards up very quickly in your hand for making Exceeds and Synchroings because of the 1-2 combo. And so you're usually going to have 1 to 2 cards in hand. And so he usually, when he comes out, he's a 2000 beat stick. So yeah, he comes in handy. One Delta Flyer. This helps you make level 7s and level 8 synchroing. Depends which monster you have, but yeah, comes in handy because he can bump up the other opponent, monster's level, and then you can tune up for something. So he comes in handy a lot. One Unknown Synchron. I may put him in another Delta Flyer in, but the Unknown Synchron helps me make Catastor and stuff like that if I need to. So one Unknown Synchron just for synchroing plays. But I may either do Unknown Synchron or another Delta Flyer. I'm kind of debating right now. One Injection Fairy Lily. Oh, I love Injection Fairy Lily. This card has helped me power, even though its effect, you have to give up 2,000, she gains 3,000, attack. She has won me games. She has won me games when I just need to inflict 3,000 directly, or something of that nature. She has won me games to get over bigger monsters. To also, because she's level 3, I can use her for Exceeding level 3 monsters. So she's come in handy a lot of times. One Fire Fencing Ferret. I replaced my Zubaba Knight with this because Fire Fencing Ferret is actually pretty decent. So pretty much he's there for his effect, which is very decent, and also there because he's a level 4 for Exceeding. And he's a 17 attack monster, so that's not bad either. And one Grand Mole. This is what I took out for my Zubaba Knight, actually, this card. I added Grand Mole to the deck, and my shiny Grand Mole, he does what he does. If you have an Exceed on the field, and say you had Utopia on the field, and Utopia live, you can summon Grand Mole, bounce their bigger monster back, and Utopia can continue on his attack. So, comes in handy a lot. One Breaker the Magical Warrior. He's my 3rd MST, and he's a good 19 beat stick, and he's also another good thing for Exceeding. One Mosh Mulan for stalling, because it comes in handy. 2 Warrior Returning Alive, because Pot of Avarice is banned, and this can help you regenerate and get Goblinberg back, Marauding Captain back, Trident Warrior back, so you can continue to make Exceeds and Synchros just about every turn. 2 MSTs, because we don't like our back row, because Heavy's gone. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. 1 Book of Moon. 1 Swords of Revealing Light for stalling purposes. And with Heavy gone, Swords is actually a very decent card now. 2 Mirror Force. 1 Bottomless and 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device. So we got 1 Compulse and 1 Bottomless. So that works out good. 1 Fiendish Chain. Works out well. 1 Call of the Haunted. And just for fun, you can replace this card with Fiendish Chain with a 2nd Fiendish Chain, but I just run it for fun, is Magical Cylinder. Magical Cylinder actually wins me games in this deck a lot. It's actually, I have to admit, next to one of my other decks, it's the one deck next to my Burn deck that actually wins me games. This past month, it's won me about 3 or 4 games. It's just stolen away and helped me win. So it's a winning card. It can still win. And, you can try it out. You can replace it with Fiendish Chain if you want to, but it comes in handy a lot, guys. For the extra deck, we run Colossal Fighter, And Crimson Blighter for level 8 monsters, because we run a lot of fighterings. He can get pretty big, a lot of warriors. He can get pretty big, and Crimson Blighter is just a good genetic card in general. I may replace one for Scrap Dragon. I'm kind of debating right now. 1 Scrap Archfiend, level 7, big beat stick, helps you get over things. 1 God of the Force of Earth, same reason. 1 Catastor. Oop, dropped him. 2 Leviathan Dragons. It's pretty much your main level 3 you'll go for most of the time. Comes in handy a lot. 1 Tempo. Really comes in handy with this deck against spammy decks. 1 Wind Up Zen Mines. 1 Gemini Pearl. 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur. 1 Maestro. 1 Gaga Cowboy. 1 C39 Utopia Ray, and 1 Utopia. Does come in handy. I may take him out eventually, but it has won me about 3 games since I got the starter deck about a month ago. So yeah, it does win games. But yeah, we'll have to see. I may replace it. But that's my fun deck. It's just a fun deck, guys. I hope you enjoy it. It's just a fun XYZ type spammy deck that was made during that time frame when, synchros were dying out. They were still powerful, but XYZs were coming on the scene. It's still a good deck. It's still a fun deck to play. And it's a very cheap deck to build overall. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, everybody, take care, have fun, and good luck dueling to you all. Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here.